It was past midnight. Monica sat in the hallway, pressing her back against the cold wall. On her lap rested a small, worn-out fleece blanket. Her cat wasn't on it anymore. For 14 months, she had functioned mechanically. Waking up at 6 in the morning, giving the thyroid medication. 8 o'clock, syringe feeding the special diet. 2 in the afternoon, giving the painkillers. And at night, lying awake, listening to every breath. Now, it was suddenly quiet. Too quiet. And instead of just feeling the deep, crushing sadness she expected, she felt something else, something she didn't dare say out loud. She felt relief. And right in the very next second, an overwhelming wave of guilt and shame. I loved her more than anything, she thought. How can I feel relieved? What is wrong with me? If you're watching this video, you might have experienced exactly this. Maybe you cared for your cat for a long time before she had to cross the rainbow bridge. Maybe you're right in the middle of it right now, wondering how much longer you can take it. And maybe you're sitting in the dark, just like Monica, feeling guilty because a tiny part of you is exhausted. I am here to tell you one thing, and I want you to truly hear it. You are not a bad person. You are a human being who has endured exceptional physical and emotional stress. And what you're feeling right now is not betrayal. It's psychology. In today's video, we're talking about the silent suffering of pet owners. About the extreme exhaustion of caregiving. About the phenomenon of double grief. And about the secret shame when our beloved cats finally let go. Before we dive deep, let me ask you, have you ever cared for a sick pet? How long did this time last for you? Write it in the comments. You're not alone with this experience. Let's start at the beginning. When your cat gets a chronic diagnosis, let's say kidney failure, diabetes, or cancer, your brain instantly switches into a kind of survival mode. Psychologists call this hyperarousal. Your nervous system is constantly on high alert. You no longer sleep deeply because one ear is always listening. Did she just vomit? Is she drinking enough? Is she breathing normally? Your body starts releasing massive amounts of stress hormones. Adrenaline, cortisol, day after day. And because you love your cat so much, you push this stress entirely aside. You function. You do what needs to be done. You organize the medications. You carry her to the litter box. You clean up. You become a nurse, a therapist, and a comforter all at once. And you do it willingly. Because she is your family. But here is the harsh reality that nobody tells you at the vet's office. You cannot run on emergency mode for months without paying a price. Monica told me, I haven't slept through the night for over a year. My friends stopped asking me to go out because I always said no anyway. My whole life revolved around her medication schedule. That is not just drama. That is psychology. And Monica is not alone in this. When you care for a sick cat for months or years, your body works constantly under load. Cortisol, the stress hormone, remains chronically elevated. This actually weakens the immune system. That is no exaggeration. That is what long-term caregiving does to a body. And you carried that, every single day, often alone, without any thanks. But here is something almost no one notices during this time. While you were fighting for her, you lost yourself piece by piece. There is a phenomenon psychologists call anticipatory grief. It means, you already started grieving while she was still with you. Every bad vet appointment, every night her breathing sounded different than usual. Your brain processed this pain long before the final day. And when she actually left, you were already internally exhausted from grieving. This is called double grief. Once anticipated, once experienced, and the brain grieves fully both times. So you carried twice as much as anyone from the outside ever saw. And then, the calendar. 6 o'clock in the morning. No more pills. 8 o'clock. No more special food. These little rituals that shaped your life, gone. From one moment to the next. Not only the cat is missing. The structure is missing. The purpose is missing. You don't know what to do with your hands at 6 in the morning. You stand in front of the empty bowl and don't know if you should put it away. This emptiness, that's not just grief. That is a loss of identity. Psychologists call this a purpose vacuum, the vacuum created when a life task suddenly disappears. Not because the animal is gone, but because a part of you is defined with them. Now comes the part that almost no one talks about, not out loud. Many, not all, but many, feel a brief moment of relief after their cat's death. A moment where the weight falls off the shoulders. Barely noticeable, but there. And then, immediately, the shame. What is wrong with me? I loved her. How can I feel this? I will tell you right now what's wrong with that. Absolutely nothing. Relief after long caregiving is not indifference. It is your body finally breathing. Your nervous system has functioned under extreme pressure for months or years. This brief breath of relief, that is not betrayal. That is survival. It doesn't erase anything you felt for her. Nothing at all. I want to tell you about Spyros. Spyros was a stray cat, emaciated, sick, wanted by no one. His owner found him on the street, even though the diagnosis was immediately clear: cancer. For 10 months she cared for him. Vet visits every week, special food, painkillers, long nights. She said afterwards, "It was the hardest thing in my life. And at the same time the most profound. Because he showed me what real gratitude is." Every time you cried at the vet and still said, "Yes, we will keep going." That is not something to take for granted. That is extraordinary. Not everyone sees that, but I see it, and she felt it. And do you know what she truly perceived during all this time? Not the sickness, not the pain, not the fear. She felt you, your presence, your heartbeat, your weight beside her. That was the whole world to her. Nothing was missing. This exhaustion you carry now, do not keep it as guilt. Carry it as what it is. Proof. Proof of how much you gave.